Hello and welcome to TSL Talk for round 5. Today we're joined by one of the old State League greats and now Lauderdale coach Darren Winter. Darren, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me in.
First year down at coaching Lauderdale, how have you found the TSL compared to the State League that you played and coached in?
Yeah, look, I think it's probably a fair bit younger than when we were playing back in the old statewide. So I think the natural progression over the next couple of years, we'll get a few older heads and mature the competition a bit. But look, it's pretty lively. I think there's a lot of good kids coming through, and I think in the next couple of years it should overtake what we had back in the 90s.
And also your first year at Lauderdale, we've seen some massive developments down the ground there, but a young list that you're developing down there. How have you found it down there?
Yeah, look, it's an exciting time down at Lauderdale. We've got a lot of good kids down there. We've got a few good older players in the club as well, and the developments happening around the club and throughout the field and off-field has been fantastic as well. So it's been a good experience so far.
Yep, probably a disappointing performance last week against Hobart, and now the challenges don't get any bigger than taking on the reigning premier and your old team Clarence at Belrive on Friday night under lights.
Yeah, look, it was disappointing last week. We thought that was a game that we could have won, and obviously got outplayed by Hobart, which was very disappointing after the Glenorchy game. And yeah, we've got a big challenge on Friday night with Clarence. That's going to be a tough one. I don't think they've lost a game there for a long time, and it'll be a big challenge for us to get up and have a win.
How do you go about that with the young group that you got? And they'll see in the paper the names of Brett Gapin and Cameron Thurley and Brendan Savage and all these guys. How do you instill in your side that they can go out and beat this team? Yeah,
look, we'll probably match up on their 22 players, and as long as we can keep your Gapins and Thurleys and these sort of guys quiet. I think they've got the top rung of the best players in the competition, but it's not clearly in their favour with those sort of players. Gapin and Thurley are the two standouts, and I think the next crop of players they've got, they're probably no better than most of the other clubs, but they're just a little bit more well drilled than a lot of the clubs, and they back themselves in. I think that's the big difference between them and most of the other clubs is they just believe that they're going to win, and I think that's the biggest thing they've got in their favour.
So who's the nucleus of Lauderdale players that are going to take Lauderdale into the future and make them a really strong team? Yeah,
look, it's an interesting one. You look at the team that we've got, and it's really even across the board. I think Alex Hill is certainly a good player for us. He's 19. You've got Jack Siggins, who's 20. Alex Heavey, 20. You've got young Cook, who's deputy vice captain as well. He's only 19. So these sort of guys, we've got probably about 12 or 13 players that are sitting around the 19-year-old mark that we hope that they'll stay together for the next 10 years and become a strong unit.
Now looking at the rest of the games in round 5, Hobart, Burnie at the TCA. Obviously you saw Hobart last week.
Yep.
Burnie won their first 2 games, but sort of slipped in the last couple of games.
Yeah, look, we played Burnie in a practice game, and that was a good contest up at York Park. I would think Burnie might get over the top of them.
North Hobart and Lonnie. North Hobart had their first loss last week against Clarence at Belrive. Lonnie's a hard team to read. They're 2-2 at the moment.
Yeah.
Probably dropped a couple that they probably expected to win.
Yeah, look, I watched the Clarence North Hobart game, and probably North Hobart was a little bit unlucky. They squandered a lot of shots at goal, and so I would imagine North Hobart will get over them.
Yep. Glenorchy, North Lonnie, KG5. North Lonnie's first trip south, and Glenorchy coming off a good win against Devonport against Burnie the week before.
Yeah, North Lonnie are travelling along okay, but I would think just out of there, KG5, Glenorchy might get over the line.
And probably where Devonport will start hot favourites against South Lonnie under lights at Devonport.
Yeah, look, it's interesting. We had a good win over Glenorchy and then fell over the line. Fell well short of the line at against Hobart. So Devonport's had their first win last week, and they may be feeling a little bit good about themselves. So South Lonnie might be a chance there.
Darren, thanks very much for joining us. Remember, for all your previews and reviews, pick up your copy of the Mercury or go to the Mercury online.